Hello, my lovely connoisseurs of the culture, and happy Pride Month, as this is the very first stream of June, which means it's Pride Month, if you guys didn't know that. But regardless, I'm the lovely voice you can't forget, the incredible V, and I welcome you all back to another day of Megami Mondays. Working, pending, title, theme block, whatever. I hope everyone's doing well this lovely day slash night. It is flipping hot in this room and flipping hotter outside, so already my energy is just... I'm gonna let you guys know right now, as this is technically the first stream of the summer. Well, in a sense, summer. So I'm gonna say right now, I will still try to provide the vibes, the cool energy, and all that jazz, but I'm just gonna tell you right now, I just don't do well in this time of year. I just really don't. I just do not like summer. I have nothing against it for those who love summer, but if you're asking me, no, I'd just rather stay inside all day if I could. But that's neither here nor there. What is here and there is, for those who want the recap, we're going through Shinjuku. I just did a bunch of side quests. Alice is still creepy, but you know what? Whatever, we just get used to it. And I also forgot a couple things, so now we're about to go get Dazai to be trapped in... We already know where the story is going from this, but we're still with the focus of Yoko. And the theme for today, honestly, moving day. There's some movings going on. I just want to talk about some of my experiences with moving, because I am not going to say here nor there, but let's just say in the hopefully, well, I don't want to say hopefully, but I got some moving day woes. Let's just say that. I got some moving day woes. As best as I can say, there is a chance that your boy might be moving. But I don't know if that's something that's concrete or not. Well, you're just going to talk about that later. So before we get to it, Algami, would you mind doing the usual for my lovely connoisseurs of the culture?
I would not mind at all, young man. For those who wish to support young Vitamin DGR in his efforts, please follow him on Twitch with the handle of Vitamin DGR. Naturally, you may also subscribe to help support the channel, skip the advertisements, therefore you can watch more of the episode without interruption. Naturally, you may also watch this on YouTube, and if you are there, please make sure to like and subscribe. Will that suffice, young man?
Beautifully said, Algami. Couldn't have possibly said it better myself. Wrong button. All right, let's get to it. I'm going to literally just skip these cutscenes because I forgot about the whole Masla thing. So we're just going to go ahead and skip this jazz, because there's literally no way to just not have Dazai transform, as far as I'm aware of. Actually, there is a way. I could probably just, like, you know, warp to the next checkpoint, but meh, it's fine.
Oh.
And I have no desire to talk to you, so let's just get this over with. But yeah, folks, the theme for today, moving day. I don't want to get 100% into it because I have some very crazy mixed feelings, and some of it's a little too personal. But I don't know, within the next year or two, I might be moving. And that's... I'm mixed on it because, yeah, I do want to move, be able to, like, see some family, but at the same time, I don't want to move because I established a bit of a life here, and I don't know, it just... I got some mixed feelings on that jazz, but more importantly, maybe it'll help me feel better or talk about different things, but I do want... Wow, I forgot how steep that hill was. But more importantly, what I do want to talk about is some of my experiences with moving. And everyone knows, I don't know. I don't know anybody in the top of my head, I can think of rather, that stayed in one place all their life, or continuously staying in their place all their life. Like, can you imagine someone staying in one place? Not necessarily their whole life, but like for years and years and years and years. For context, folks, I've been out here in the West Coast for, oh gosh, would have been 9 years? Wow, I've been out here for 9 years. Holy moly, where did the time go? But I've also lived in a lot, like, I'm used to moving, but this is the first time. It's different because beforehand, okay, I'm not making sense because I just have a bunch of feelings going on right now. And here's the rub. I know this is just personal and blah, blah, blah. You guys just want to watch and be entertained. I'm just oversharing. I know. I'm sorry. But just yesterday, I had a conversation with my family, and they were talking about, like, circumstances of moving and stuff. And they were like, V, how do you feel about being out here? And usually when that happens, that's usually the talk of, oh, we're about to move. Oh, I didn't see you over here. And it's happened before, like when I first lived in New York, New Jersey, Maryland, Maine, Texas, Oklahoma. I lived in a bunch of places. And it's almost always been when they say, how do you feel about being out here, or something along those lines. And not that long after, we end up moving. And if it was any other circumstance, I'd be like, oh, well, I don't really care. Yeah, let's just leave and do a thing. I've always moved. I've moved throughout different parts. I moved throughout the school year. Like, when we move, we move. It is what it is. And it's not even for, like, any negative reasons. We just move. You know, different experiences and all that jazz. Why am I making this slow when I could just warp over there? Come on, B. Be better than this. So, of course, that was brought up. And I'm like, and it's different because I've actually established good friends. I've actually established my streaming life. Now, obviously, nothing's going to stop me from streaming until I just, you know, don't want to anymore. So you'll still have Vitamin DGR episodes. It'll just be different. I will have to adjust my times and all that jazz. And that's... I'm not really 100% good with change. All right, I got to do that. I'm not really 100% good with change, but I'm just going to have to accept that. Even though it's really, really... I'm just not really good with change. But let me give you a You're gonna go to it. Let me give you a circumstance. When one of the last places I lived in was Maryland, specifically Columbia, Maryland. I could share that because I'm no longer in Maryland. It's been a long, long time since. And I remember when they came to me. It was after school that okay. For those that are too young to get this, you may not, but maybe some of the older people might understand this. Whenever your parents, like, maybe you come home from school or something and your parents are like, okay, we need to have a talk. Usually you get nervous and you're like, what'd I do? Like, you get super scared. And don't worry, it wasn't anything bad, but it was just one of those things where they were like, V, we need to have a talk. It's a bit serious. And, of course, you immediately are thinking, like, oh, what happened? Is everything cool? And I'm like, how do you feel about being out here in Columbia, Maryland at the time? And I was like, oh, I mean, I'm okay with it. I like it. Why? Is everything okay? And then they're like, oh, well, yeah, everything's fine. Everything's cool. How would you feel about moving over to the West Coast? And I don't 100% remember that conversation, but I do remember the shock factor of it, because prior to that, any place we lived has usually been either in the Midwest, in the South, or in the Northeast. Mostly the Northeast. I thought I saw... Oh, there is a Mimon over there. Ugh, right, I forgot I got the Mimons again. Ugh, lame. How do I get over there? I forgot how to get to you. And you. Ugh. I'm certain I'll have to think about that later. Whatever. But yeah, when they said that, again, I don't remember the conversation, but I remember feeling like, oh, wow, that's different. All the way over in the West Coast, huh? And they're like, are you scared? Are you nervous? I was like, yeah, a little, but I mean, okay, when are we setting off? And I think it was just honestly like maybe like a month or... I think it was honestly just a month or two. I can't exactly remember. I know it was very short. But we ended up moving. And again, I have no regrets on moving. It was different. Well, the only thing I regretted when it came to moving was two things. One was losing my wallet because I know I had some money on there. And two, unfortunately, I think I had my DS at the time, or my 3DS at the time, and I unfortunately weighed underneath stuff and it got smashed. So that's a whole different matter altogether. But otherwise, I didn't regret moving. Like, I don't regret it. What I do regret, though, well, that's the only things I really regret. Everything else, meh, small potatoes. Nothing really major. Where's that Mimon? Mimon's right here. There you are. I'm not gonna read it because we already read it already. But it was different. It was a different change because, again, it's a complete different side of the country. Like, if you told me I had to go back to, or if you told me I had to move back to, like, any of the places I've been, like, go back to New York, go back to Texas, go back to Maine, go back to Maryland, DC, Virginia, like, most of those places, I'd be like, oh, yeah, whatever. Because, one, most of those places I've been are rather close proximity, with the exception of Texas. Or two, like, even if we liked it and want to go back, it's not like it's super hard to, like, grab our stuff and move. This time I'm gonna help. Actually, wait. Who would like me to work with Kudlak? Yoko would like me to work with Kudlak, right? To remind viewers, I'm trying to do Yoko-approved choices, and I'm pretty sure Yoko would want me to work with Kudlak and fight Kresnik. So yeah, I will accept it. So I'll deal with Kresnik in the future. Got to get that over with. But actually, are we doing the horror part now? No, I think. What part are we in the story? I'm pretty sure once we go in there, we're gonna deal with Nama, and then we go back to the reality, and then we continue on to the scary area, right? Yeah, because I'm pretty sure this episode we're gonna deal with Agrat again. So let's see this cutscene. I guess I could skip this cutscene. We don't need to see it again, even though I really like this cutscene. But we can skip it.
I thought I sensed our sworn enemies here.
Yeah, too little too late, my friend. But we are gonna skip this. But yeah, when we moved, it was whatever. So now finding out, just yesterday they talked about how they asked me the same thing of how do you feel out here? I'm like, oh no. And it's different because yeah, when I was younger, I didn't have much care. But now in my 20s, I'm like, I don't know. I have friends. Well, I mean, I don't really care about my job all that much. But I like streaming. Like, I like the place I'm in right now. I don't know. I have some regrets if I move. And of course, I don't have to move. But then I'm kind of conflicted because I don't want to not be around my family. I don't know. Eventually, I'll have to leave the nest. I know. Did it before when I tried to have roommates. Until, you know, money was an issue. But it's different. It's definitely different. I don't know. Oh man, it's up there. Alright. But that's just my feelings on this. But I will talk about like some of my other things when I moved. So like I said, I lived in a lot of states. I lived in a lot of places. I get envious because I have a couple of friends who actually like lived out of the country. I'm like, man, what is it like to live out the country? And they turn it on me. I remember having this conversation with them where I talked to one of them actually left. I think they went to Barcelona actually. I was like, wow, that's so cool. Like having the brave to fly. Oh, frick me. Oh, jeez. Oh, that scared the crap out of me. Woo! Also, I forgot to get another person to the party. Let's do this towel. I completely forgot these enemies actually want me. I'm so used to being so strong they leave me alone or run away from me. It is way different. Actually, where am I supposed to be? Is there another Memon around here or I can't remember. Well, all this stuff I can actually just explore off camera. I don't think there's anything really major, so we can just move on. Where am I supposed to go anyway? Go back to Bethel? Okay. I'll do just that then. Oops. But there was many circumstances I have. Oh gosh, I gotta tell you something when we moved. Like there was a funny story that happened. This was at a time with, and I don't know if this is TMI. This is not bad. This is not traumatic. I don't want anyone to like overthink this and be like, oh man, that's a really serious moment. But has anyone seen the Goofy movie? I'll leave you with this before I'm gonna do this cutscene, and then I'm gonna keep going with this. But to give you the kind of like setting for it, and the reason I bring up Goofy movie is, if anyone's seen it, you know the scene where they get to their small car and they got like 1,000,001 like items and goods and stuff packed in the back seat and things like that. So I want you to imagine that, but with like an old 2001 like Toyota Corolla. Because that was one of my mom's old cars. I'm just gonna let that be like the part of the foundation for this next bit, and then we're gonna do this cutscene and I'll tell you the rest.
Good, you're back. The Kadishtu have been wreaking havoc all over Tokyo. While you were tracking down this crow, we've been investigating Josoji Temple and the fortune teller. But people suddenly started collapsing at an alarming rate. We had to issue a citywide lockdown.
You went that far?
Well, was that bad?
Yes. At first, it was only the people in Josoji Temple who collapsed, but soon enough, it spread to the neighboring areas. It's even affected some Bethel staff. We don't know the exact cause, but for now, we believe it's dangerous to approach the temple. Unfortunately, without knowing why it's happening, we can't respond accordingly. As such, the best we can do is urge the people to keep their distance.
I see.
No more reports of people turning to pillars of salt, at least. I'll take my mercies where I can. At present, Bethel's at a loss. Without a way to proceed, we were simply awaiting your return. Did you learn anything out there?
Mastima sucks. Being in the Megami Tensei universe sucks. It never ends well. There you go. Those are all 3 things I learned.
Those damned angels.
Those
After all
damned
Bethel's talk of
angels.
protecting the people, they pull this.
I'm pretty sure Koshimizu was the type of person that would be like a Jotaro. Like, he would just come out of nowhere and be like, yada yada does it. Then again, his Japanese voice actor is Kenjiro Suda. And I'm pretty sure he can do the yada yada. Love that.
And of all angels, the perpetrator was Mastima.
Mastima.
So the Kadishtu are using the Metropolitan Government building to summon a god. If that's the endgame once they've got all their Magatsui, I'm thinking it might be connected to everyone collapsing on the spot. Based on your report, it seems safe to say the Kadishtu are at least tangentially connected to the incidents near Jozoji Temple. If I had to speculate, they might be using some unknown method to drain Magatsui at an accelerated rate. Our findings suggest the source of the problem is in Jozoji Temple. Could I ask you to investigate?
No.
Then I'm going with you. I want to do what I can to protect the people of Tokyo.
I'm still going through my brooding arc. I need more screen time.
That's why I want to keep working with Bethel.
Okay, we know how this goes, so we can just, fast forward and all that jazz.
Can we go to the dorm roof?
Okay, but anyway, back to it. So we were in New Jersey at the time, and this was when we were actually staying with family. Due to financial complications, we'll say that much, we ended up having no choice but to move from our original, one of our places in Jersey to, was this in 2001, Mom's Corolla? That would have been when we went to, I believe we went to DC at the time. No, excuse me. We went to Maryland. This is when we went to Baltimore, Maryland, and then eventually Greenbelt. But importantly, we went from New Jersey to Maryland. And again, it wasn't just due to financial complications. It was also due to, what's the best way of saying the place wasn't safe to live in because of, that makes it seem like I lived in a really bad neighborhood. And it honestly wasn't. Okay, whatever. There was flooding issues. Let me just say that much. It wasn't to the point where it was like really bad, but you ever been in a place that just smelled like mold? Whatever. Bottom line is that was like 2%, no, like 10% of the reason we moved. 90% was because of financial complications. We'll just say that much. More importantly, either way, whether you slice it or not, you guys don't really need to care about the details. I know, I'm just kind of rambling. But what is important is that we did have to move. And at the time, we didn't really have like a big van. All we had was my mom's car. So at the time, it was the funniest thing because they were obviously in our meet. Okay, to give you guys the setup, my central side of the family, the people affected was my mom, my dad, my little brother. Well, my 2 little brothers, excuse me, and then my 2 older sisters. And I've said it before about this channel that I am a middle sibling. There was a myriad of reasons that happened, but eventually what happened was our car was not able to fit all the stuff, so we had to like split things apart. And eventually what it'd be is my mom and dad would actually cram the car full with a bunch of stuff and take the stuff and then drive to our new place. Meanwhile, the rest of the family would like live with other family members. But at the same time, we just had so much stuff. I don't, again, in retrospect, know why this was the case. Only thing I think, I think I know the one reason is I remember my older sis had school and they already got like her stuff done. I don't really understand the school paperwork or anything like that jazz, but I guess they already like established things and she had to get to school immediately, to her new school immediately or whatever. Even though I remember when I moved, they would like give me like days before I would end up going to school. I don't know. I was really little at the time, but I still remember like they would take turns driving the family across like the states. So it would be funny because they would take my older sis and my youngest brother, and then they would eventually like, because they also had stuff too. So they first would like be my mom and dad. They would take a large majority of the stuff, like some of the heavy stuff, and they would take it there. because my dad wanted to save money instead of using U-Haul, which was funny because every other time afterwards we ended up using U-Haul. But that would be the first thing that happened. Then it would be round 2 where they would take some stuff. Then they would take one of the kids, which the first would be my oldest sister, and then they would take her. And then later on, it would be my oldest sister and then my youngest brother, who was really, really small at the time. They would take them. Meanwhile, I would be staying with my grandparents. And then after that would be round 3, where they would take the rest of the family, including yours truly. That would be the first time in my conscious memory I remember being like stuck and sandwiched in between a bunch of things. Because again, we had I'm pretty sure it was a 2000 model Toyota. I don't know actually what year it was. I'm pretty sure it was at least that age because I remember hearing my dad say that a lot. And I know it was a Toyota Corolla because that would be my conscious memory, a time where Windows had like, what's the thing? Because my mom got to help set it up too. My mom got a hand-me-down from my aunt, and it was one of those like, you know, those car windows. Some of you guys may be young, but back in the past, I guess they had cars where you had to like twist and crank the windows up and down with like this like lever. You had to like spin it clockwise or counterclockwise. You know what I mean? So that way the windows would roll up and stuff. Man, those old people these days, right? But it was still really small, and I wasn't necessarily the biggest kid, but that was definitely around the time where I had my growth spurt. And what made it worse was that we had so much stuff. And it sucked because I was sandwiched beneath things. And I remember it being, obviously, my mom would drive, my dad would be in the passenger seat. And at the time, because we had so much stuff on top of the car, in our trunk, and in the back seat, that it would be me and I think my little brother was on top of me, and I was sandwiched by my second older sis, and it was like being packed in sardines. Like, it was just rough, and I was like, can't move. And it sucked because it was a long drive. Do you know how long it is? I don't remember exactly how long it was, but you know how long it is to drive from New Jersey all the way to Maryland? It takes a while, especially if you have traffic. Oh god, it's the worst. But I digress. Hey, I'm still having a brooding moment. Let's talk.
I've made up my mind.
I'm gonna be a
I'm going to
Nahobino.
become a Nahobino.
Yeah, we know. Anyway, we can skip this. But yeah, that was one of the many. But I had, there was another time. So it's not just enough when you move, but it's also enough when you move with like people that are really. See, I'm trying to like find a good mix of telling you guys without oversharing, because you guys don't need to know that. You guys are just probably watching this just be like, oh, I want to like watch more Mega 10, and I don't care about those jazz. Actually, I'll keep this up. I forgot we need a new demon for the episode though. Let me remove you first. I'll probably end up doing this next battle, and then once we go back to Shinjuku, I'll probably have to make the demon of the episode, which I'll worry about that later.
Young man.
You might have to prepare for yourself. I don't think I have to worry about too much, but yeah, I'll save just in case. You never know. What am I even fighting out here? Oh yeah, I'm supposed to fight you guys. Oh, well, man, whatever. I'm overpowered. This won't be bad. Oh, this music slaps. Who do I go for first? You. My power! There we go. Done. All right, now, Nua, you and I can talk. How's it going, babe? Oh, wait, I'm Yuzuru? Ugh. Hang on. I'll let you get your turn first, then we can talk. Hey, how's it going? Nua, hey, baby. Nice to see you again. I know you missed me. Don't worry, I missed you too. Now, unfortunately, I have an episode to run, and I've already ranted enough talking about moving days and stuff like that. So while I would love to, like, you know, flirt with you and everything, I do have to take you out. I'm so sorry. Don't worry, it's not you, it's me. But mostly you. Goodbye. Don't be sorry. All you have to do is just join the better team. Me. We can skip this.
I told you. The world of humanity
I can't skip this.
has
I
no
can't skip it.
need for those who side with demons.
Oh, because it's choice.
So explain Nua, yet you rely on the demon's power.
Why am I saying it in that voice? So explain Nua. You rely on the demon's power. Which one would Yoko like? So explain Nua.
He makes a good point. You hate the people who side with demons, but you're fine with using their power yourself? Sounds a lot like an excuse. So that you and Nua can be together.
I wouldn't blame you.
You're just a hypocrite.
Yes, I am. No, I'm just kidding.
Really?
Fuck. Yeah, I remember that first time I saw this. Threw me for a loop.
There is no hypocrisy in my vision. None.
That hurt, and so does this cutscene. We can skip now. Man, what am I supposed to do? Report to Japan about Magatsuhi Heart. Oh, okay, got it. Cool, whatever. All right, let's get to it. I'm thinking like that thing I was about to tell you is a little too personal, so maybe I can't tell you that. But I do know one thing I can tell you guys. It's actually one of the funniest things. So we were in. Okay, so we had a moment where I stayed with my aunt in DC, and it was for a good while. Like, we had a good amount of fun. It was a very old house, one of those like old rickety houses, you know, with a bunch of stairs. We're talking like classic hardwood floors. I think it was like, I don't know like the term of stories, but I know that we had like at least 1, 2, 3. We had 4 flights of stairs and then the basement, so I guess 5 flights of stairs. I don't know if that like sets a stage for like how big the house was, but it was a very cozy house and it fit a lot of the family. It was really cool. I love that. Many good memories of that place. But this was one of the funny things happens. So there was a moment where welcome Roar to the stream. Yesterday I got the wouldn't say the true ending, but like the main ending of last events, I cried a lot. It was so sad but beautiful. I really need to get the money. I seriously need to get a copy of this game, man. I've been wanting to play this for like over a month, man. It sucks. I need to get some funds. One of these days, Roar, I'll get the money, and then at the very least, I want to do a 1 visit of it. At the very least. But I digress. Anywho, is there anything left to explore here? No, so we can move on. Okay. But yeah, let me tell you something that was really funny. So we lived in that place for a good minute, and my aunt still lives there. This isn't exactly a moving story, but I guess technically this isn't really a moving story, but this is one of those like, hey, we had to leave the house for a good period of time stories. I guess realize that this probably is exactly a moving day thing, but the reason why I'm connected to moving day is because my uncle was thinking that this was a sign that we should move. But yeah, like I said, my aunt had this place for like God knows how long. I don't even know. As far as I know, she's been in that place for all her life. And obviously she wasn't, but that's just my knowledge of it. But what you need to know is it was a very old house, and especially when it comes to like the plumbing and equipment that the house has. So for example, like the kitchen sinks. Now there was an ongoing thing with the family where we cannot use the kitchen sinks late at night because there was a joke. It was an ongoing joke that my uncles told about how, oh man, I'm gonna lose the Magatsuhi demon now. Ooh, actually, hold on, that might be kind of worth it. Let me just use this really quickly. It's not gonna do enough damage, but whatever. Nope. At least I'll get 2 of them. Now, Do I gamble and assume that they're weak to light? Yes. Damn it. It was worth a shot. I tried. Maybe if I had a third-person team, that would solve problems. Let me get Yoko back. And then once we get to the scary area with Ograt, I'll do the Demon of the Episode. So, just in a short while. But, so there was an ongoing thing with my uncle and the family where you cannot use the downstairs kitchen sink. Not like, during the day it was fine. But late at night, if you use it, bad things happen. Because I remember when I was young, my uncle tried to tease us, being like, oh yeah, there's like demons there. It's like a portal to hell, blah, blah, blah. They have 2 towels on your team? I could have. Theoretically, I could. Also, goodbye. Damn it. I was hoping I would at least get you to give me some money. All right, whatever. See ya. But don't use the kitchen sink late at night. That's the end all be all. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. And I remember over and over that eventually my uncles would just be like, just don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, over and over and over. And at some point I was just like, you know what? Flip it. What happens? What happens if I use the kitchen sink at late at night? Oh boy, it scared the crap out of me. So this is how old the kitchen sink is. And this is probably a good setup to show you how old this house was, right? So during the day, maybe it's because people were active, maybe because you heard the TV, maybe because of whatever. You didn't hear or notice it. But when I was young, there were times where I had to wash the dishes, and it was one of those things where they're like, V, make sure to wash the dishes. Don't you go to games or anime until you wash the dishes. Like, you better do this, take out the trash, blah, blah, blah. You know, normal chores stuff. And I would be I was the type of kid that I would either do it immediately just to get over with, or I would procrastinate. It sucks, but yeah, it is what it is. What? I was young. Don't blame me. And this particular night, I was just like, I don't even know what we ate, but there was a lot of dishes with the household. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'll wash the dishes. And eventually I was just like, you know what? I'll wash the dishes later. It's not a big deal. I have like no school tomorrow. I have all night to like do whatever, play some games and call it a day. And eventually it was like close to around like, I think like 10 or 11 at night. I don't know exactly the time, but I know it was at least around that time because that's usually when some of the family like goes to bed. Especially like those who like to stay up late, like my grandparents, like my aunt and uncle. So at that result, I was just like, oh, okay, maybe I should wash the dishes, because the last thing I need, and I've had moments like this before, is I'll forget to do a chore. And I have the family that will, I'm not even joking about this, they will kick my bed. They'd be like, hey, 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 V, get up, take out the trash, wash the dishes, wash your face, or wash your teeth, brush your face. I don't know. They'll just do things like that. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll get up, fine, I'll do it. So in this particular aspect, I was like, okay, maybe I should probably wash these dishes now. But then I remember what my uncle told me about how it was better to not wash the dishes. Like, whatever you do, do not wash, don't wash dishes. Don't use the kitchen sink late at night. I'm like, oh, it's fine. It's like only like 11 or so. It can't be that bad, right? So as I started washing the dishes, I didn't even get to actually start washing the dishes. I waited for the water to heat up. First off, we had one of those things where it took a long time for our water to get hot. If you know what I mean, shout out and be like, yeah, we've been there, V, in the comment section. But I would do that, right? And I would have to wait a good minute because it was like, oh man, I forgot. It takes forever for the water to get hot. What am I gonna do? Blah, blah, blah. And I was just like looking around. My uncle got like this really like small TV for the kitchen. I don't even remember why he did, but I would just like put something on. I think it was like Simpsons or something, because it was usually like, I think like 4 or 5 channels at the time. But I do remember like putting it on and just waiting for the water to get hot. And then after a good minute, while I'm having like the thing on, immediately all you hear is, I hope that picks up the mic, but just in case, I'll do. Like, can you guys hear that? Or the I don't know if you guys can pick up the sound of me banging on my table here. But basically that would happen, but like way more erratic. We're talking like earthquake level stuff, to the point where I'm just like, what And before I even got a chance to puzzle, I still to this day remember hearing this sound. And I'm freaked out. I'm like, what the absolute hell is that? Like, what is this? What is going on? And I'm looking around and I'm hearing it getting louder and louder and louder as it's going. And I'm like, what's happening? What is that? What is that? And I'm like scared because I don't know what's going on. And I don't like think, and I know some of you guys are being like, oh, well, it's probably the sink, shut off the sink. Yeah, no, I was really young and dumb at the time, so I didn't really put two and two together. I honestly thought I did something wrong. So as I'm looking around, I notice that's coming louder and louder. And you know how in like horror movies, when you see like the dumb character like get close to the suspicious thing, and you clearly know they're like, don't do it, there's a problem, something's gonna attack you, blah, blah, blah. I'm looking at the drain like hole in the sink, and I'm like slowly looking over because I'm getting more and more nervous. And I'm like looking around, I'm like, what is that? Is that coming from the sink? And then I actually like, I don't put my hand in it, but I like lean over the sink to try and get like a closer view because I'm thinking like, I swear I thought I saw something like shiny in there. And then before I even had the chance to like go further and check, immediately our kitchen door bursts open. It's like, what happened? Why'd you open the sink? Why'd you turn on the sink? And I drop, I fall, I scream to high heaven. I'm like, what? And I'm so nervous and scared. And it's my uncle, and he's just like bursts in. It's like, why'd you do it? Why do you have the sink on? What are you doing? I'm like, I'm sorry. I was just washing dishes. I'm sorry. I'm washing dishes. I was like, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. I panicked. I totally panicked. I didn't know. Eventually, I would find out later because he made the smart decision and shut off the sink. But eventually, I would find out from my mom and my aunt, who decided at first they're like, oh, we'll keep the bit going, but then they're like, yeah, no, V's gullible. Let him know. So my aunt's old kitchen sink is extremely rickety and quite sensitive. So apparently, if you turn on like the water at full pressure, it like causes the sink and everything to vibrate. And there was a moment where I remember my uncle, which is really funny. There was a moment where my uncle tried to repair it afterwards because I guess I left it on full pressure for too long. I didn't know this at the time. It's already bad enough it shakes and vibrates that much if you have it on full pressure, but if you leave it on for too long, it actually like, I guess, moves the pipes or damages it or something. I don't 100% remember that, but I do remember my uncle, who swore he had plumbing capabilities, was be the next day off, literally yesterday or that following day, that tomorrow, that he'd be like, well, now I gotta fix it because the sink is just, it's leaking water, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, oh, well, you left this, so you gotta help me like carry tools and blah, blah, blah. And then he was like, I'm gonna teach you how to do it. I don't remember I didn't retain any of that knowledge. So if anybody's thinking like, V, you know how to like plumb? Yeah, no, I'm just gonna Google and solve my problems. Oh, my girl. I have to skip the cutscene though. God, I forgot about this thing. Before I completely get scared and get freaked out by this again, let me just finish this bit real quick. So that following day, I had to help my uncle fix the kitchen sink drain because I left it full pressure, like the pipe was not on right, it had to be aligned. And here's the extra funny part. My uncle I remember getting up early in the morning to get breakfast, and then my uncle would tell me like I had to help him. And as I'm eating breakfast, my uncle and my older sis, and it would be my grandmother at the time, were the only ones in the house because everyone else was either out doing whatever. And while I was eating cereal, watching some cartoon, I don't actually know, my uncle will be coming down with tools, and he'd be telling me like, all right, V, this is what you're gonna do. I'm gonna go down there, I'm gonna ask for certain tools, I'm gonna need you to hold the flashlight, blah, 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 right? And my older sis was like, wait, uncle, you can plumb? I've never seen you plumb before. And then he immediately got on her. He was like, what are you talking about? I'm a great plumber. I've been the one that's been tending to this house for like years, like ever since I was your age, blah, 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 blah. My uncle's one of those, like, he gets weirdly sensitive about those kinds of things. Like, if he said that he was like a professional kite flyer, and then you come out of nowhere and like, Uncle, I've never seen you fly a kite. He gets crazy defensive about that. I don't know why, he just does, but we tease him a lot because family, we do that. So it got to the moment where he was like, oh, I could plumb. I'm a greatest plumber. I've been taking care of this house for years, ever since I was your age, blah, 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 blah. And he was like, I'll show you. It's going to be good as new. You're not going to deal with any more of the demon shaking and blah, blah, blah. And I was just like eating cereal. I'm just like, okay, yeah, all right. And I had to help him because whatever. And honestly, it didn't take that long. And I don't regret any bit of it because it was so funny seeing my uncle try to fix it. Do you know how funny it is to see a man try to fix a pipe and A, not know what to do, B, not do the pipe right or not screw in the pipe, and C, get splashed by water himself? Oh God, it was so funny. To the point where, unfortunately, our kitchen got flooded. So it got to the point where we had to call professionals, and they're like, yeah, it's gonna take us a second, so you might not want to use your kitchen. And unfortunately, remember that I said that the house was old? So we had hardwood floors. There were little like holes in the ground, so the water would seep down into the basement areas, and it got really bad to the point where we were like, oh, well, what do we do? The end-all consensus, I don't remember the parents' conversation because I wasn't part of it, but I remember the end-all be-all was later on that day that my mom and dad would come into the room and be like, V, get your things together. You have about an hour. We're gonna go stay in a hotel for the next couple of days. And I was like, what? Wait, for real? It's like, yeah, we're gonna stay. It was only for like, honestly, like 2 days. Technically, it was like a day and a half, but that would be one of the first times I like stayed at a hotel, like because of that circumstance. Because I guess it was really, really, really bad how our place got flooded. And what's even funnier, sorry, this is the end all be all, the last bit. What was so funny was, I remember because my uncle had a really big van, so we would all like get our stuff together, right? And there would be 2 cars. Like my uncle had a big van, my mom had her small little Corolla, and I remember like I got with my uncle's van alongside my little brother, and my uncle was just like the whole time being like, I could have handled it. I could have totally done the pipes. It was fine. I had to flood it. It was just those leaky pipes. It just is what it is. I'm a great plumber. I could have gotten this. Meanwhile, my grandma next to me in the back was like, oh, baby, it's fine. Like, it's okay. You understand? She's such a sweet peach. Meanwhile, my dad, who's driving the van, is just like, man, you know you can't plumb. You screwed up. You messed up. You flooded the place. It is what it is. It sucks. You're a sucky plumber. You can't plumb to save your life. And he would get on him. He's like, I'm a great plumber. It's like, I'm great. I've been plumbing. I've been plumbing all my life. I've been plumbing ever since your daughter was like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. It was just so funny. Just... I love my uncle so much, but he just did not want to take ownership of the fact that he flooded our kitchen. But I guess theoretically somebody out there is going to take it to be like, well, V, but if you never activated the sink that night, then it would have been that way. Yes, technically I am responsible for flooding the kitchen slightly. But if you asked me, I would have said to call a professional. My uncle was the one that was like, yeah, I can do it, save money. Well, he was definitely one of those like, I'll save money type of people. I'll take care of it myself. And, well, clearly it didn't work out. So there you go. Like I said, I'll end it with that. I gotta get through this nonsense. And I do have to do the demon fusion of the episode. So I don't know how many people I have in chat right now, because I haven't really been looking at... Well, I saw Roar's comment about Last of Us Academy, but I do need to ask chat. And if nobody's in chat right now, then I'll probably have to wait until more people show. And if people don't show, then I'll just do it random, because whatever. Ray Krugel. You don't need that. Get some, like stat upgrades, Fionn. Yin? I should have dressed as you for my upcoming cosplay event. But, actually, yeah, is anyone in chat right now? I don't think anybody is. It's also, like, early in the vid. Oh, no, some people are usually early.
Welcome to the world of shadows.
I should do the Demon Fusion of the episode, but I don't think I have anyone in chat right now. So maybe I'll just use like an RNG generator. You know what? Yeah, I'll do that. I'll wait another like 20 minutes. If no one does it, I might just pull up an RNG generator with my phone and do it. Not a big deal. Alright, some more focus on getting past this. Hate this place. Yeah, where's here? Freaking! Oh god, I forgot how much I hated this place so much. What's Roar's comment? What was you saying? So apparently Last Defense Academy might get DLC and it would include some, what does it say? Some more roots? Oh, some more roots. When the game already has 100 endings, I only have 5 of them. You want to add more? Why not? They added DLC to, Master Detective Archives. Why not add more DLC to this? Game sells, the game sells. Get away from me! Yo, I forgot how much I hate this place, man. And what sucks is that I'm not even afraid of fighting Agra. It's just that she keeps popping up out of nowhere.
Would you like a good dream?
I would love a dream with you not doing that. I want to get through this. No. Excuse me, Hanuman. There's a scary yet unusually attractive doll lady that's been hunting me down. That's telling me not to run. I'm definitely not running. I'm just doing a light jog.
Young man.
Yeah. I got this. What did you say? I didn't hear you. Oh, nothing big. It was just this nonsense of how much I hate this place.
So, you've overcome my spiritual protection. The Nahobino's power is greater than I anticipated.
God, I love you, but I can't spend too much time with you.
Apologize. Allow me to make amends. Witness now my full power.
This should take maybe 2 rounds. Oh, no, actually, you're tougher than I thought. No, it'll only take 2 rounds. I saw how much damage I did. I was like, meh, whatever. Oh, come on. Not this move. You're gonna get a crit, aren't you? Ow. You're 112 hours in. We have 5 endings. That shows that's a good game. There you go. 2 rounds. Told you. All right, now get out of my way.
What a shame. The Nahobino proved too much for you too, huh? Honestly, I would give up. Focus on the goal at hand, not some silly grudge.
I suppose you're right.
Fair enough. Your fate is still sealed. All are fated to perish at the world.
Why can't we just get together and just have a dinner or something instead of fighting?
Of the God of Law
I'm a
will
lover,
soon
not a
come
fighter.
to an end. If you still have a mind to stop us, you're welcome at the government building. With this world's demise, your accursed souls will finally find sweetest salvation.
Deadpool would totally love Aisha. Just thinking about Aisha's personality. Well, now that's done. I
World's end.
will skip the rest of this because I don't care anymore. Okay, I need to find a pillar. Should I just go back? I need to do the Demon of the Episode roar. So I'm gonna need a number from you. Give me a number, tell me top from bottom, and then tell me normal or special, because you're gonna be jurisdicting our Demon of the Episode today, Roar. Honestly, it's probably a way better idea doing it now than I can freaking think, because with Agra popping up every 5 seconds. Don't run. I just want to show you a special dream. Yeah, I'm sure you do. Wait, where is the thing? Oh. Might as well grab these things on the way, too. Also, going to your earlier comment, Roar, you're in 112 hours, only got 5 endings. I don't even want to think about how many hours I've been in this game. I've been playing this game for far too long. Do I love this game that much? I probably do. Let's do this demon hunt real quick. Who wants to talk anyway? Oh, Algami. Ooh, actually, it's Algami. What stat do I want to increase? More damage is nice, but I can also do more vitality. don't know which one to do. Also, I think Roar left, so I guess I'm gonna be kind of boned with asking chat for a random number, so I'll probably just end up using an RNG thing.
Young man.
I'll do Vitality. That way I don't take as many hits. Okay, does anyone else want to talk here? No? Alright. Let's move on. If that's the case, since no one's here, I'll just probably wait it a little bit longer, just go around here more. And I can get back to my moving day stories. But yeah, my uncle's just not happy about it. And what sucks is that he made a total stink. Like, he was just so unhappy. Meanwhile, I'm thinking like, wow, we get to stay at a nice hotel. It's really cool. Like, we get to do like, what's that Disney Channel show with the twins that used to live in the hotel? Like, I remember that was a show, but I don't remember watching. No. It was, what was that show? I don't remember that show. Oh, no, I do. It's Sweet Life. Sweet Life of, I don't remember the names. Sweet Life of something. I don't know who the twins' name is. Like these two, like, blonde twins. I can't remember their names. I'm certain someone will know, so let me know in the comment section. But, yeah, I basically was like, oh, man, we get to do like that. We get to live like that. Even though it was honestly, like, for, like, a day and a half. So it wasn't even, like, the biggest deal. See you out there. I'll get you. But it was still cool. Something about actually, like, staying in a hotel like that. Getting to live in a hotel like that. It may not be the biggest thing for some, but for me, it was just cool. Because that meant free breakfast. I could stay up as much as I wanted. Which did not actually happen because I had to go to school that next day. But it was still cool. Because then when I got off work, I remember talking to my classes, be like, I get to stay in a hotel for the day. And it was one of those things where either the students didn't care, or some of them would be like, oh, that's so cool. And all two of them. Again, I wasn't really a popular kid. It was fine. But it was just nice being able to stay in a hotel. What wasn't nice, though, was my uncle constantly complaining about how, it was fine, we didn't need to stay at a hotel, it was plumbing, blah, 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 wasted money. And I remember my aunt getting on him because she was like, can I say his name? Yeah, I can say his name. It's like, Robert, like, the kitchen was flooded and it was seeping into the basement. It was smelling like mold. It's an old house. They can't do that. Blah, 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 blah. We need, like, to breathe. What? Oh. And it wasn't that my uncle wasn't in sound mind. He just was upset because he wanted to fix it and had to concede and pay money for professionals to do it. And I don't know, like, later on in life, I was told that, like, that's something that men do. And I thought about that, and this is my first thing where I want to be like, hey, let me know in the comment section if you agree or disagree with this. But apparently it's natural for men to not want to seek professional help. They'd rather do it themselves. I get it if I want to, like, solve something. Like, I get that I can be stubborn and I want to solve a circumstance if I can. But I'm not like my uncle. If it gets to the point where I'm not a professional, like, if someone, I don't know, is trying to, I don't know, defuse a bomb, I'm like, why the heck would I do it? I'm going to ask someone else for help. I know that's a very crazy circumstance, but I am but the connecting thing is I'm going to seek professional help. I'm not going to try and defuse a bomb or anything on my own. That's stupid. Man, I forgot how far these Mugatsu rails tells me. Makes me, holy moly. I need to talk to you. Do I need to get the meme on? Again, I could just get the meme on off camera while I'm doing this. But yeah, it only lasted for like a day and a half, and then everything was back to normal. We went back to our normalcy, blah, blah, blah. And as you probably could guess, my uncle did not let it go, even after it was repaired and fixed. But after that, the kitchen sink didn't do any rumbling, so it was really cool. We didn't have to deal with that at all. At least in the kitchen sink. Unfortunately, the basement sink was different. No, I'm not even joking. Like, they fixed the kitchen sink, but I remember my dad being like, my uncle made a whole thing about, they didn't fix the kitchen sink, they just moved the problem to the basement sink, because now the basement sink's doing it. Because my uncle and my dad, and they'd get, like, their friends, they would, like, be in their basement playing games and whatever, like, eating snacks and doing whatever they, I guess, dads and old men do, or older males do, I don't know. I didn't really, like, ask or care. I was never one of those kids that cared about, like... Ooh, I gotta watch how I say this. I wasn't one of those kids that cared about what their parents did. in that aspect, you know what I mean? Like, if my mom or dad or the uncles or aunts, grandparents wanted to do something, I'd be like, yeah, okay, cool, whatever. Now, the only thing I would finally get involved in is less involved food. Then I'd be like, oh yeah, let me get on that. I love food. Food's awesome. Other than that, I didn't really care if they like wanted to hang out and stuff like that. But my uncle was the type that would always say like, okay, when we go hang out with our friends downstairs, don't you come knock on the door. We're gonna live our lives, gonna do our things, don't butt in, blah, blah, blah. But what my uncle was just, I do love my uncle. I know it sounds like I'm about to complain about my uncle, but I do love him. The problem I have though is that, one, he's stubborn in an aspect, and two, ooh, hello, Magatsu Demon. I didn't press the square button. I thought I did. Oh, well, now you're gone. Oh, I didn't want to kill you. I was hoping I could weaken you so I can get you to give me stuff. Oh well. Anything over here? No? Okay, cool, whatever. My uncle's just rather stubborn and, I don't know. I guess it's a family thing. I can be stubborn too. But to connect back to the whole moving thing, there's another moment where we moved and my uncle was just okay. So remember that I said earlier in the video about how we didn't have a U-Haul truck that one time? Well, that wasn't one of the only times. Because I remember saying like, oh, we never really use U-Haul. That was a mistake. There was one other time that was the first and only time we didn't use U-Haul. That was a mistake. There was another time we didn't use U-Haul, but it was because of my uncle. And this was when we were moving. We were moving from Maryland to, I think we stayed in Georgia at the time. No. I would have been, I remember, I think I was 14 at the time. That would have been, where did I spend my 14s? I was 14 and 15. No, that would have been, we moved from DC. We went to, yeah. We went to Durham, North Carolina. And at that time, my uncle, he thought, again, he's the type of person that thinks he can handle a lot of things and says that men are just like that. It's just how men normally are. I don't know about that one, but that's just the circumstances, I guess. But at the time, my uncle he would eventually give up his van and got like one of those like big like Ford trucks and had the idea of, oh, well, why spend money for U-Haul when you could just pay me and I'll carry the stuff of my truck and we'll take you to our new spot and take you to a new spot in Durham, North Carolina. And oh yeah, I can't go that way. What am I doing? And it was one of those things where I was older, a little older. Would have been, I think, like a year or two, because I think I was like maybe like 12 or no, I was like maybe like 10 or 9, so it would have been like, yeah, like a good like 4 years or so. Jeez. But it was at that moment where my uncle was like, okay, yeah, I'll carry it. I have my truck. I'll carry all the stuff. Not a big deal. Why would you pay the moving people and U-Haul like several $100s or whatever when you could just pay me like $100 and just treat me to like a dinner or something? One thing I will admit, I take a little bit after my uncle on is, you say there's food involved, you probably got me hooked. I'm not gonna lie, you probably got me hooked. What? I'm gonna sell out for anime and food. Don't at me. Where did I go from here? I forgot how this layout is. This way. Not as confusing as the temples and stuff, but I forgot how much I hate this place. Yeah. Oh, right. I forgot about that Mimon. Well, I'll get it off camera. Not a big deal. We already know how and where, like, how to get all the Mimons and where all the Mimons are. I think I've showcased that enough times in this playthrough, so we're good. We can move on. But more importantly, my uncle was, like, adamant on it, and eventually he talked, like, my parents into saying, okay, fine, you can help us out, Robert. Just make sure, again, will your stuff be safe and it's cool? And this will be the first time. It's the most awkward thing, but it's the okay. My uncle's a jinx. I realize that in retrospect, but he would be like, this is totally fine. My truck's built like that. We're all good, blah, blah, blah. This will be the first time in my conscious memory where we had stuff fall off of the truck. Excuse me, I'm talking fast. And it would be on the highway, so we had to pull over and grab our things. Do you know how awkward that is? Have you ever even dealt with that, folks? let me run that by you again. My uncle had a Ford truck. I don't remember what the truck was. I don't really care. But I know it was a big old Ford truck, and he was talking about it, and he kept doing the, oh, it's a Ford truck, it's built tough, blah, blah, blah thing. So I guess he just liked doing the commercial voice or whatever. But it got to the point where... I don't exactly remember where we were. I just know that, again, it was during travel between DC and North Carolina. And it got to the point where on the roads, we just couldn't... Oh, thanks. Once we got off the roads, like, it was a very bumpy road. I don't remember if, like, the road was just, like, not done well, or we run into something. I don't really honestly remember. But I do remember that that the truck at the time just did, like, this boom, 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 boom. Like, it just, like, shook because I guess we ran over something. And we heard the groaning of something. And it was actually my little brother who pointed it out. It's like, guys, our dresser fell. Now, of course, I know everyone's already in the comment section is typing, like, did you guys secure the stuff? Now, you're asking 14-year-old V. 14-year-old V was just told to make sure his stuff was secured and don't worry about anything else. 14-year-old V was a little titled on that aspect, so 14-year-old V didn't care. But 14-year-old V did laugh because, well, I was trying not to laugh, but I eventually did laugh, and it just made my uncle even madder. But yes, as far as I was led to believe, the stuff was secure. So even if we hit a bump, it'd be fine because they had like those like latch things, like those belt things to like lock the stuff in there during moving, especially if you use like a truck. And while it's always funny when you think something, right? But nope, didn't happen, because sure enough, my little brother was right. We saw our dresser, which by the way had a bunch of our clothes in it. Well, it was mainly like the kids' clothing. So mine, my little brother, and my sis. Like, it was always split. It was one of those like 3 large things. Like, my sis had the top large drawer like thing. I had the middle, and my little brother had the small ones. Eventually we would get our own drawers, but it was just for the sake of like moving stuff. So it is what it is. But yeah, sure enough, the drawer came down, and I immediately whipped my head around. My uncle almost did, but he was the one driving. And I still remember seeing like a bunch of clothes. Like, I saw that dresser like fall down and like tumble a little bit. And then what's most awkward thing is the scariest thing. I'm not making fun of this circumstance, but I thank God that there was like honestly one other car in the road. It was in the daytime too, so it wasn't like late at night or anything. There was only one other car. It wasn't right behind us. It was a good distance, but it was respectively a good enough distance that it saw it way in advance and didn't stop its speed. It just like drove, like it swerved around it, like it drove past it. But it wasn't one of those things before, because I know someone out there is probably be like, oh, but V, that's a scary thing. It could cause a car accident if a car was behind there. No. Believe me, I would not be saying this in public to you guys while I'm streaming if it ended up bad. Well, no, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. I'm not that messed up. But it was bad having our dresser with a bunch of our clothes fall down. And you probably thought it stopped there. No. Because that dresser was not only the biggest thing that fell down, it also what held a number of other things. So to try and imagine this, imagine like one of those trunks with the flatbeds. Now imagine there was a bunch of other smaller containers, but one big dresser to like kind of keep it together. And yes, there were latches on it, but that dresser was honestly doing more work than, in retrospect, I realized it's doing more work than I realized. But when that dresser fell, a number of other things fell too. Luckily, they were all in containers. And also, luckily, none of the stuff that we carried was, like, broken or fell. It just, you know... Well, okay, it did fall, but not, like, fall apart. Like, our dresser was the worst because it fell and a lot of our clothes, like, flew out. Everything else... Oops. Everything else, totally fine. Include the kitchen appliances, included my mom's clothes, included, like, just a bunch of, like, random junk. And... when that happened afterwards, and this time my uncle saw it out of his like rear view mirror thing, like the side view mirror. Excuse me, not the rear view mirror. Actually, I think he saw the rear view mirror. I don't know. What's the name of the... Oh, it is a rear view mirror, V. Come on, don't be a dummy. I was about to say, what's the name of the mirror that people look into at the middle to see behind them? And then I'm like, duh, a rear view mirror. Like I said, I don't do well in heat, man. My brain ain't functioning right. The sun's in my eyes. What do you want from me? But, yeah, when that happened, my uncle's like, oh, flip this. Immediately pulled off to the side, and... oh, that's it. And immediately we went to go and be like, all right, everyone, we pulled off to the shoulder, and we started, like, going about grabbing our things. Luckily, it wasn't, like, too long to, like, walk past, or to walk and grab their things. Wrong button. like walk and grab our things, but it was still just so damn awkward. Actually, doing that was quicker, babe. Take that Magatsu rail back. Yeah, because I gotta go this way. But man, it was so funny because, as you probably guessed, yes, my uncle was not happy about it and kept griping about, like, man, I made that thing secure. It was totally secure. It was totally the most secure thing. I don't know why I fell down. It shouldn't have fell down. Something else has happened. Like, blah, this cheap latches, blah, blah, blah. Like, he would never take ownership of that. And I get it. Sometimes you don't want to, like, admit you have faults. I'll admit there's times where I don't want to admit my faults. But not nearly enough. No way. Jerks. But man, just having my uncle just lose his mind when that happened too. I know I'm messed up for laughing, but man, it was so funny. But yes, as you probably guessed, we eventually grabbed all our things. My uncle would I remember like as we gathered our things, we would get it secure, right? And then he would this is what he would do. I'm sorry, I have to pause it. I gotta say. So after we would quote unquote secure the things in the truck, right? We all get back in the car. He would start the engine. They would get out of the truck. He would go back, make sure everything's secured. I saw him from the corner of the window. Like I would even tilt my head out the window and look at him as I see him like grabbing like the little belt things and pull it as hard as he can while putting a foot on there to make sure it's all secure. He would grab like different parts and make sure it was like locked in. And this was so funny. He would get in, right? After he started the engine, he checked it. He'd get back in the car. He put it in drive. He would only drive for maybe like 10 or 20 feet. And then he would like immediately stay. It would be still on the shoulder. And they would stop. He would get out of the car again. They would go back and then he would check again and just be like, just make sure I'm secure. I don't want to make it drop. And the whole time, like, I was just like, Uncle, I think it's good. It's like, shut up. It's fine. I'll make it secure. It's gonna be secure. And I'm like, it's what? I'm sorry, Uncle. I'm just like, it's totally good. And he would drive, and the end all be all is he would like get in the car, right? And he would drive, and he would actually drive a good distance. And then we would eventually like get from the highway to like the gas station because we had to stop for gas. And then this is how messed up our family is. Because did I mention who was in there? So it was my uncle, it was me, it was my little brother, it was my mom, it was my dad, and then I think that was it actually. I think it was just those. But what was funny was I guess my mom and dad were talking for a minute, and then my dad, I would see him like have a smile on his face. I still remember seeing my mom like just like looking not disapprovingly, but one of those like, don't do it, please don't do it, shaking her head. And my dad likes to rag out my uncle. They're brothers, so it is what it is. But he would say to my uncle, he was like, oh, by the way, your cabinet that you had on the left side there, when we made that left turn, it fell off, but you didn't notice it. Sorry, on the left side, on the right side, and you didn't notice it, but it was your stuff, so I didn't care. And he immediately said, what? And then he immediately like just like tore, like he darn near kicked the car door open. He fumbled with the seatbelt. You ever see someone so mad that they can't like, they think they can take off their seatbelt and he can't. And he couldn't take the seatbelt off because he was so mad he couldn't like. It was one of those like old seatbelts where you had to like press. Well, it's like not the red button on it. It's like on the side, like one of those like really old like metal seatbelts. But he's like just fumbling. He's like, "Rrr!" Like he's trying to like take the seatbelt off. And my uncle's a heavy set man. Like he's a large heavy set man, not like fat, but he's big. He's big boned. Like he eats very well. So something about seeing this large heavy set man, red as a beet, just grabbing like the seatbelt, just he feels like he's trying to like Hulk, like he's trying to like rip the seatbelt off and trying to like just squirm out. Eventually he's like, "Argh!" And I don't know how he did it. I don't know if the seatbelt was just like jammed or whatever, but he eventually pulls it off and he like gets out the truck, like he almost stumbles out of the truck. He goes over, and then eventually as he's like going around there, my dad at the other side is just like, I was just joking there, Robert, it's all good. And he's like, what? He's like, "Argh!" And he just like gets super mad. And the final end all be all, I'm sorry, I know there's a long story. The final end all be all is he gets gas, right? We all take our time to like go to the bathroom, grab snacks, blah, blah, blah. We're all in there. My uncle finishes up and he like goes to grab like some like juice. I think he gets like a Powerade or something. Cause I didn't realize that my uncle loves Powerade for some flipping reason. But he got a couple Powerades. He like tosses them to my dad, who like carries them. He puts them between his lap. And then as he gets to the truck, he's like, "Everyone good?" He's like, "Yeah." And then I was like, "Okay, everything's secure, everything's good." I guess me saying the word secure set off a thing in him, because as soon as he heard me say that, he immediately said, "Ugh," and then he like opened the door, he got out, checked the truck, and I was like, "No, uncle, like I was just saying that everyone's secure, like we're secure, like we're in the seatbelts and stuff." He's like, "All right, good, because we're just gonna straight shot it. We're no more like detours. We're gonna go there. If you have to use the bathroom, you better hold it, blah blah blah." And he would get in. It's like, "Seatbelts, everyone," and then everyone gets their seatbelts. And then eventually we see him like trying to put the seatbelt in, and we're like, "Uncle, what's going on?" And he's like fumbling with the seatbelt. Like, I don't know how he did it, but I guess how he yanked the seatbelt, I guess it like something moved or something broke. I don't know. I didn't even think it was possible, but that just goes to show that Uncle was the character, because he couldn't click the seatbelt in. So he's just like, "Ugh," and he was just getting like madder and madder. And we're like, "Yo," like my dad was like, "All right, Robert, chill out. It's fine. It's like, "Ugh." And he's just like, "Ugh." Eventually he tries to like calmly get the seatbelt in. What really didn't make it good was we were still in the gas area and it was really busy. So eventually after a while we heard this beep, 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 and from a car from behind us. And it was just like, "Hey," and the guy's like, "Hey, are you done? Like, I need to get some gas." And that set my uncle off again. And he's just like fumbling. Eventually, I guess thanks to the power of rage, he's able to like get the seatbelt in and then eventually just tear off and go. The rest of the road trip, totally fine. Nothing else. It was totally fine. Until we got off and he, as you probably expected, he didn't get the seatbelt in properly. So, of course, getting the seatbelt out wasn't well. But that's it. That's end all be all on that one. But, oh, God, it was so damn funny. I love my uncle so much.
Come on.
But I digress. I'm done. I'm focused on the game now. Hey. Thanks. Yeah, I'm full focus now. Sorry. I guess my end all be all before I actually truly get immersed is, yeah, I have many other moving day things, but we could talk about that more. But I'm curious, what are you guys' stories of moving days? I've had some good ones. I have a lot more bad ones, a lot more funny ones, but I do want to also like play the game a little bit. I realize maybe I'm telling too many of my tales. Wait, is this the one that... No, this is the one. I went the wrong one. Like, one of these lets me find that, like, cheering up that... supposed to be by the Mimon thing. I can't remember where it was, though. Hated doing that. Whatever, we're gonna move on. This way, right. Get away from me. Folks, this is not a moving question on the moving, but this is actually something I'm wondering for you guys.
Yes.
For those who like Mega 10 Mondays and other things in general, there is a chance. It's not an extremely high chance, but there is a chance I might be moving my schedule around. At the time of this video, I'm pretty sure everyone knows what I'm playing. So I'm doing Megami Mondays. I'm doing Throwback Tuesdays. I got my Persona on Wednesdays. I have Soccer Wars on Fridays. I got my random stuff on Saturdays, right? That's my usual schedule. I'm about to beat a couple of things, and I'm about to move on with a couple of things. Like, I have a bunch of other random games I'm working on. I'm pretty sure I'm close to the end with Soccer Wars by the time this video is out. And although I still have another area, let's be fair, Shin Megami Vengeance is eventually going to come to a close. And eventually, I really want to get my hands on Raito, and I want to make that a playthrough, right? So there's also other circumstances with my life, and I'm wondering... Okay, so here's the rub. I'm trying to put together some couple of things. I'm trying to do more videos. I'm trying to like change the schedule around, and I'm trying to introduce friends. Like, some of you guys may not know about this because I'm a solo streamer, but I actually do have friends. I know, surprising, right? And a couple of them, we talked about it, and they're actually like interested in jumping on stream with me. Like, the last group stream I've done was like over a year ago, when I played with the lovely Mr. J, A talented voice actor, by the way. Love that man to death. We played, I think it was Grandia 2 together. And I actually got a comment on this, which actually was perfectly timing, because my friends were talking about, like, what other things I would do on the channel. They were interested about the ideas of my random games, and one of them tossed an idea about, like helping with the set up my scheduling, stuff like that, because, let's be honest, I'm winging this. I'm like, winging every bit of it. I mean, I have some support and friends, but get away from me. But I'm putting together things as we go. Go away, please. Thank you. But they were talking about how, oh, well, it seems like you want to do a couple things. We would like to stream with you if you don't mind for a short while. It's like, really? You guys want to? It's like, yeah, we'd be definitely down to, like, stream with you. And I haven't done group streams in a long time. Like, there's not many group streams I've done. I've kind of been stuck on this whole solo thing. I thought I'd have people to help me, but I didn't. I'm not going to out these people because I still am friends with them and I still love them to this day, but there were things I wanted to do with some friends, and for lack of a better term, I didn't get it. They flaked on me. I really can't say anything else on this one. I thought other things would happen, and it didn't. And at the end of the day, I know it's my channel, it's my responsibility, but I do want to, like, get chat and friends and a bunch of other things in this. Like, I feel like as I grow as a content creator, I want to have days where I can get, like, full chat engagement. I want to have days where I have friends join in. I want to do a lot. I know it's a lot of, like, just say a bunch of things and actions speak louder than words, right? But I really do want to incorporate more, like, streams. Oh, I forgot. Where's Kresnik? Where is Kresnik? Is Kresnik over there? Well, let me activate this portal real quick.
Hey.
Oh, scared the crap out of me, Yoko.
Do you have a moment? I'd like to hear your thoughts on something.
I'll talk more about the group streams in a minute.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, this is sudden. It won't take long.
Well,
Let me think. I want you to imagine the following situation. Let's say someone is telling everyone to paint a picture, and it takes a very long time to finish.
but still.
But partway through, you realize that the leader's directions were wrong, and the painting is looking terribly ugly. In that situation, what do you think should be done?
Okay, so I know I honestly would fix it, but I'm assuming Yoko would want me to just start over from scratch.
Yes, I think I would agree. There's probably no point in painstakingly trying to salvage it. Forget the previous instructions to give it a fresh start. This time, we be fair and listen to everyone's input, not just follow the leader.
Yes.
It might take more time to finish, but I think that, ultimately, the end result will be so much better. That's what I always believed. But now, I'm starting to think that some parts of that unfinished painting might be worth keeping after all. Am I wrong to doubt myself? Or am I just... If I am, then
Sorry,
I'm probably not making much sense to you.
but still.
Well, I guess I'll have to make a choice.
Yeah, okay, crazy lady. Oh, I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Don't touch me. We'll probably do this fight
Soon we will be confronting the Kadishtu for the final time.
next episode. God, I forgot how much of a red flag the statement is. It'll be fine as long as you're here.
I am happy to hear that.
That makes me realize that if I were to die, or, I don't know, be swallowed up by a giant red eldritch god, then things would be a problem. I will make sure that doesn't happen.
I remember when we first met and how I swore to protect you. That vow continues to motivate me, and it makes me glad that you find encouragement in it as well. No matter what hardships may await us, as a Nahobino, we will surely prevail. But I've gone on long enough. Once you've prepared, we should make our way to the Tokyo Metropolitan Government Building.
I mean, it's like literally right there.
I don't know, do I want to do that now?
Because I'm trying to remember story-wise. I think, what, we fight the Kadishtu, then we're gone, but then we changed into... Oh, well, to be fair, if I do this now, then next episode we can have Tsukiyomi, and we get the better battle theme. I think that when we transform to the newer Nahobino form, it's the best, like, standard battle theme in the game. So I'm wondering, should I do that now, though? Because what else do I have to do? I still have to fight still have to fight the writers. I still have to do the Kresnik thing. I still think I should do the... I think I should do the Kresnik thing, right? Because I'm wondering... Okay, yeah. Here's my idea. I'm gonna do Kresnik, and then I'm gonna fight the Kadishtu. Because I'm pretty sure I'll get some extra dialogue with Yoko and Tao if I do this. Again, I'm getting different like dialogue and choices now that I'm focused on Yoko instead of Tao. But yeah, going back to it, so I am heavily thinking about this because some of my friends were talking about it. So, for example, they want to do... I want to make it a surprise, but I will say that I have a couple of friends that's wanting to like do streams with me. And I don't know how long it is or how long it's going to be. And quite frankly, I never play these games caring about how long that's going to be. I just want to play the games and have fun and have you guys have fun too. So I'm looking forward to doing this. And I'm trying to make this happen as soon as possible. This is not going to be just some, oh, V's just saying something. No, I'm making this a reality. But I realized that by doing this, my schedule is going to have to be changed because I have to accommodate for other people's times. And we've been talking about that for a minute. So, as a result, my schedule may be changed around a bit. I might be doing things on different days. This is not 100% concrete, but let me just give you the breakdown so far. So I already told you guys already my schedule, right? So here's what the kind of breakdown is. So far, the plan that we have, that I'm not even going to say I take ownership on, they suggested, and I'm kind of leaning toward doing it, but we'll see, is A, on Mondays, I will do retro games that day. So it's no longer going to be Throwback Tuesdays. The retro game is going to be moved to Mondays. Tuesdays, I'm told to take that day off. You're still following me, Anzu? Go away. Tuesdays, I would take the day off, right? Wednesdays would still be Atlas Wednesdays. I'm committed to that because those are my favorite days to do like Atlas games, specifically my Persona Marathon. Thursdays is still going to be my day off. Friday is going to be the day where we do Mega 10 Fridays or obscure anime games or visual novels, things like that. Saturdays would still be the retro or the random days where I just do some random stuff. And then Sunday would be the day where I would do my group streams. And we did talk about how if something happens, at least when it comes to my friends, that I would probably like do another random thing or one of the games I've done for the week, or I might do a visual novel because I do like the idea of getting more visual novels because one of the things I like to do is use my voice to hopefully grow as a content creator. I think that's the biggest thing I have going for me right now. But I don't know, let me know what you think in the comment section. But that's the plan that we have right now. It's not 100%. There are some other details we worked out, but yeah, we might be moving things around a lot more than I realized. And I didn't realize that I'm a little scared of change. I'm a little scared of the changes. I think I've gotten too used to like my scheduling and my lifestyle that the change is scaring me. And I don't know, between me moving my schedule around, between me moving in general, I'm nervous. I'm older now. It's like I said, I've been out here in the West Coast for like 9 years. Like now in my 20s, I don't know. Like I never really thought of it much. Like I'm not opposed to moving, but at the same time, I have things out here I like. And I don't know where I am in my life. Unfortunately, if finances weren't a problem, I would be like, oh, well, yeah, I could just stay here. But at the same time, I don't want to be away from my family. Like, I don't mind, obviously, like, leaving. Oh, that sounds messed up. I don't mind moving away from family, but I want them. I'm connected to my family all my life. I would like to at least be close to them. I'm not saying I have to live with them, but I like the idea of, like, living with them because I'm so used to it. I love coming home. And I don't know, downstairs, I'll see like my dad doing something, my brother doing something. Upstairs, I'll see my mom watching K-dramas. I'll just be in my room gaming or something. Or I'll have like friends over or vice versa. I like that. I'm used to that. So I know that if I move, I'll still have like that family dynamic. But I really like the friends I have out here. I love having the ability to go like several miles. It'll take like an hour or two to go like to visit other friends. I like the idea of Even though I don't like the beach, I like the aspect of being close to like the stores I'm at. I like the retro game store I'm nearby. I like going like an hour to 2 hours to go to like Best Buy or GameStop or something else. I like the things I have out here, and I don't know. I'm scared. I'm scared, and I realize that's TMI. I realize that's TMI, but I'm just sharing. I'm just honestly sharing how I feel.
Wretched Kudlok.
But that's neither here nor there. Anyway, sorry, Kresnik. I do like you, but I'm gonna have to kick your ass a little bit. Sorry.
I've no choice.
I admit that I admire your unshakable resolve.
Full power.
Full power.
Actually, I never fought Kresnik before. This is gonna be interesting. And probably one-sided. Actually, you're level 60? What are your stats? Oh, yeah, nothing. Whatever. Wait, I'm using items. Oh, you're weak to force. Oh, I don't know why I thought you were weak to something else. You're weak to darkness or something. Behold my power, relentless light. Whatever. You should have taken that turn to get yourself a critical boost. Oh, I still have to do the fusion of the episode too. I forgot about that.
Those that rule. There are those who rule, and those that are ruled. That's the way of the world. I suppose man has attained rule over nature, thus reaching the point he finds himself today. Should that balance continue to tip, the world will be swallowed by disorder. Are you prepared to accept that future?
No, not at all. I'll wing it. Oh, right, I gotta go all the way to Kresnik? Ugh. Right, because I remember every time we did that, I fought Kudlak, and I would talk to Kresnik, and that's why the cutscene would be there. Now I gotta go all the way to flippin'... Where is he? Damn it. Well, whatever. We'll do this. We'll do the fusion of the episode. We'll go fight the Kadishtu. I already have my phone ready. I literally have random number generator like ready on here, so. Well, it's gonna be the first time I'm gonna rely on chat for this, or not rely on chat for this one. Oh, I should be able to climb up there. Come on. All right, Kulak, here you go. You're welcome, I guess. And no, Kulak, you are not gonna be my demon of the episode.
Ooh, it's you. Has the Kresnik issue been solved yet?
Yep.
It seems that this time he was the prey rather than the hunter.
I don't need it, but thanks.
Now the production of Red Soul can continue unimpeded. I'm sure Kresnik must have told you. This beverage is made from the blood of humans who held knowledge. Of course, Bethel would have a thing or two to say should anyone seek a knowledge-holding human in pursuit of becoming a Nahobino. But they don't seem to mind if you kill such a human and enjoy their remains. In fact, it must be convenient for them to have the number of humans with knowledge reduced. Anyhow, allow me to present your reward. Here it is, Red Soul. Isn't the aroma fragrant? Don't be shy now. Drink.
Wait, can I actually drink it? Wait, what happens if I drink it? Oh, down the hatch.
Ah. Ma, you must have been thirsty. So, do you feel power welling up inside you?
Do I?
What's this? Has nothing changed? How odd. It always worked for normal demons. Oh dear, I sincerely apologize for this. And after all your hard work defeating Kresnik. Very well. In lieu of heightened power, I shall become your strength instead. I am Kudlak the Haunt. Did you just drink a human's blood, you gross vampire?
I mean, I was curious.
I bet you're thinking something like, Kudlak was doing such terrible things. Was helping him really the right thing to do? Wow, you're good. Well, then allow me to respond.
Well...
Yes, Kudlak was killing people out of self-interest. However, in doing so, he brought support and relief to a number of demons. To simply label such actions as purely evil would be biased. In my eyes, Kreslak's attempt to unilaterally quash those efforts is much more problematic.
That's true.
I get what you're saying. There's some good and evil in everything. We shouldn't just ignore whichever isn't convenient for our own beliefs. Of course, I can't condone what Kudlak did, killing people for his own selfish ends, but killing for the sake of your own agenda. Kudlak and Kreslak were both guilty of that, and really, so are we.
Well,
That's right. In order for anyone to accomplish anything, sacrifices at the expense of others are inevitable. That needs to change. Only once the fundamental nature of the world changes in this way will we be able to truly distinguish right from wrong without reservations.
I don't know.
If we just change everything, we don't know what whatever it changes to will work any better. It could turn out even worse.
I can't afford to fail.
Even still, there must be change, and someone has to be willing to risk taking the blame if it comes to it.
Hey,
You said something kind of deep and profound, but I don't know if I understand completely what you mean by that, because there's a lot of big words, and that makes big words make Tao's head hurt. But just remember, you don't have to carry this burden alone. We're all here for you.
Yeah, very deep. Very deep and deep profound. Also, I guess it wouldn't have mattered. Because I was going to say, like, would it have made a difference if I decided to drink the stuff? Probably not. Alright. Let's go fight the Kadishtu. Oh, wait. Hold on. I gotta do my thing in the episode, which means get the flip out of here, Kulak. Normally, I would ask chat, but I guess it's one of those, just focus on you guys, chat. Or you guys. But it's whatever, because I usually just stream these things assuming that chat's not here anyway. So, here we go. I am going to pull up my random number generator. Oh, my phone died. Well, shut off. I am going to pull up my random number generator. And we are going to do that. All right, random number generator. Let's see. I am going to... All right, I guess I have to decide whether I want to do random or special. You know what? We've done normal for a bit, so I'm going to do special this time. I'm going to do special. And I'm going to use a... Well, how many is it? I think it's like 70 special demons. So I'm going to set between 1 and 70. And I am... Does it say random.org? And apparently my browser needs to refresh because I guess random.org is doing whatever. Honestly, I probably just went to Google for this. There we go. Okay, cool. All right. Random number between 1 and 70. According to random.org, the result is... Drum roll, please. 58. All right. Oh, wait. I didn't choose between top or bottom. I don't have a coin on me. Oh, wait. I could just use this because it has a flip a coin. Google. Flip a coin. Heads will be top, tails will be bottom. Okay, I did heads. All right, so starting from the top, I'm going to go 58. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, 42, 48, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56. Sakuna Hakona, huh? Alright, done. Oh man, these are not good skills for you. Right, the special demons are going to be kind of mid when it comes to the earlier demons. I just realized that. Flipping well. What do we give you? I feel like we had Sakuna Hakona as a demon of the episode, though. I feel like we did. Have we? I feel like we did. But whatever. I'm going with random number generator, so... you don't need any of these other skills. Alright, Sakuna Hakona. I'm pretty sure you were it before, but whatever. We'll do it twice. The top of my head, I can't remember. All right, bring it on.
Ba-da-da.
I learn how to play the piano so I can do this, to do this exact theme. Dun, dun. Will I ever... Am I gonna just not get him any failed evolutions? Or failed evolutions? Failed fusions? I don't know if I am anymore. I mean, I made all these demons.
We shall fight side by side.
Shall we get Deltarune Chapter 4 and 5 either Wednesday or Thursday? I have no idea what Deltarune is. But if you're referring to the aspect of, like, my quote-unquote channel changing, Thursdays will still be no streaming days, and Wednesdays will still be my Persona days, so that most likely will be a Saturday thing, whatever Deltarune is. If I'm saying that right. It does sound familiar, though. I feel like I've heard it.
Return.
Sakuna Hakona, you are probably gonna die. Like, this demon is not gonna survive. Oh well. Let's heal up. Let's do this so we can get a better version of the Nahobino. Ooh, I should probably save too. Let me grab this real quick and then we'll save. I feel like I've heard of Deltarune. What is it? Not ringing a bell, but I feel like I've heard it before.
Young man,
Deltarune Chapter 4 and 5. It's either coming out Wednesday or Thursday. I never even knew. There's 4 chapters of it? Is it that good a game? It must be that good to have multiple chapters. Alright, let's do this. Oh, this is going to be different, right? Ooh, I just thought about this. This is a Yoko route. So, everything's going to be different, right? Is this when Tao changes? I don't think this is when Tao changes. Have you played Undertale? Nope. I have not yet, being the word, played Undertale. I know of Undertale, but I've never played it. Or haven't played it yet. That's a better word. I guess that means I can't skip these cutscenes, right? Because it's going to be potentially different. Yeah, it might be different. I'll just let it play. I was told by a lot of people to play Undertale. I was told by so many people I would love Undertale. But yeah, again, I haven't played it yet. Maybe, who knows, if enough people say something and subscribe, you might see an Undertale episode pop up on the channel. I still don't... You know what? I have a question about the cutscene. Or one of the cutscenes upcoming. I know I've said it before, but I'll say it when it pops up again.
A very long time ago, there lived a primordial goddess. A most benevolent mother who gave birth to many gods.
Must have been painful.
She was a kind mother, and noble. She disliked conflict and violence.
I assume this has to be different because of Yoko.
The horned god came. Seeking his throne, he slew all in his path, and the mother was cut down. Since his rise, the throne has been usurped by descendants of that horned god. For eons
Either the sequel or prequel to
eons.
Undertale, made by Toby Fox, the guy who made Undertale.
The perception of that
Wait,
fair,
it's either the sequel or
free
prequel?
world of
Question mark?
chaos became warped and perverted by the reign of so-called order. We want it back. We wish to restore that glorious world.
Oh, hold on, Lilith. Hi, Lilith. Does that mean I'm on your side this time?
Oh, it has been a long time. I am grateful we could meet this way. So grateful to meet you again, Nahobino, Dragon Slayer.
Actually, I'd prefer to be called the Dragon's Lair. You know what I mean? Because, okay, never mind. The demon Lilith is standing before you. I'm curious. This has got to be different this time, right? Because I'm going for Yoko? So this is going to be completely new. What are you after?
Come now. Don't you already know? We seek to destroy this world.
Why are you talking like Batman? You're not even remotely close.
Like, oh. I thought I was doing a pretty good job.
And to that end, we will resurrect the fallen goddess, the Queen of Chaos. The others have gathered the necessary Magatsuki. Only one thing remains.
Deltaru's relationship to Undertale is complicated, and I want to get into it because I don't fully understand it myself. Oh, okay. Never mind then. Because I was curious when you said sequel or prequel.
For the summoning, we require you, Nahobino. As one of the Dragon Slayer's lineage, your death will serve as a crucial and appropriate sacrifice.
Is there any way we can, like, not have my death and, I don't know, substitute something else? Like, how about Dazai's hat? I'm sure that Dazai's hat will serve as a crucial and appropriate sacrifice. It thing says suck on it. Like, that thing deserves to be gone. What if we could summon the goddess, the Queen of Chaos, by sacrificing that gross hat?
Magic is understood to operate based on certain rules. Two similar entities can influence each other. Cause leads to effect, but the effect also has a bearing on the cause. The Horned God slayed the serpent, or the dragon, as some call it. But by using this principle, the serpent can be revived.
And how exactly do you know that? Unless you're a traitor!
By offering the life of the Horned God that slayed the serpent, the slain will be reawakened from death. That's why the Kadishtu need a sacrifice, to summon the goddess of chaos.
Yoko?
You're kind of freaking me out. Why do you know so much?
Yoko Hiromine, like us, has endured suffering at the hands
We
of
better
the
get
Horned
this
God.
version of Lilith in future Mega 10 games. If not, I'm gonna rush up to John Atlas and demand it.
Now, the time has come for you to prepare the Nahobino for sacrifice.
Don't do this. Is she gonna do it? Oh, okay. Okay, that's still the same. Never mind.
Because of him and the others, I've started to see some meaning in this world.
We're getting to chapter 3 for the last time we got a chapter. It was like 5 years ago. I didn't
Is
even
that
know.
so?
Welcome, Ollie, to the stream.
Then what of God's misdeeds against you?
Pretty sure Toby confirmed in an interview. It's neither a sequel or prequel? Oh, okay. I have no honest idea. This is all new to me.
Freedom is at stake as well.
You guys are speaking a complete different language, but I'm curious.
I know. I still want my revenge and my freedom. But sacrificing him isn't the right way to get either.
Yeah, so clearly there's another way to do it.
Oh my, what a precious display of selflessness. But I'm afraid it's too late to turn back.
Well, finding the Kadishtu isn't the problem. The problem is what happens afterwards, because I don't know what's going to happen. And I got Sukuna Hakona of my Demon of the Episode, which means this is going to be not easy.
Then the sacrifice shall be carried out by us, the Kadishtu.
This won't be hard, but it's still going to suck, isn't it? Oh boy. Alright. Wait, what was this skill again? Oh, no. Yeah, no. I ain't letting you do that crap. No. You're not doing that crap. Mm-mm. Best way to explain it will be alternate universe. Is this am I about to open up a different worlds when it comes when I eventually get Undertale on this channel? Am I gonna just like get a bunch of people like, V, how have you not played this? And then I'm gonna learn about like Deltarune and everything. I don't know. I mean, I'm excited. It sounds like it's fun. This is not a good team setup for this with Sukuna Kona. Or sorry, Sukuna Kona is not a good demon for this. Should I play Deltarune first, or should I play Undertale first? Audie says I should play Deltarune and fall into the dark side. Is it that bad? Well, my question is, do I Undertale or Deltarune first? Undertale and Deltarune get crazy with the theories? Oh no, this means it's gonna hurt my head, isn't it? Like, how far deep am I? I already have... Phew. Like I said, unrelated, so is whatever you like. Well, I'm just saying because I hope I don't, like, what if I say, oh, I'll play Deltarune first, and I get all these people like, no, V, you gotta play Undertale first. That's when it came out first. Oh. Never mind. I thought you were tougher than that, Lilith. Yes, I know, I'm overpowered, but still.
Most impressive.
All right, so this is gonna be new now, right? Because we're going for Yoko, not Tao.
Oh, Nahobino. You fought so well. And failed.
This seems like the same thing so far.
Can you hear her? The voice of our beloved goddess. There is nothing now that can stop her return.
Didn't hear anything. If you don't like waiting for chapters, Undertale is most likely to be your choice. Okay. Ah! Okay, so here's the thing. Here's my curiosity, right? Why is this happening to me? Is it because I'm in here? Because I didn't technically take damage. It was just a blast of wind. I assume just being here's what's causing me to break down.
The ultimate end.
The ultimate beginning.
Gotta be painful as hell, man. Help! Put me down! This hurts! Ah! Yeah, man, that sucks being on sometimes.
God, ancient creator, ye who slew our queen.
Oh,
Welcome, Ash, to the stream. What is this? Welcome to Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance. Satan win? No, not for a while, my friend. Not for a while.
We offer up your life, O Dragon Slayer God.
Audie,
Let the Queen of Chaos rise.
your
once
obsession
again.
with his boobs scares me. But Ash, welcome to Shin Megami 5 Vengeance. One of my favorite games, and a game that's just kind of gnarly. So far, this is, I think, the same, right? What's wrong with man boobs? It's nothing wrong with man boobs. It's the matter of every time we mention Satan, you're immediately on it. Believe me, as a connoisseur of the culture, if you throw a pair of boobs in front of him, you know what? I'm not going to finish that sentence.
Now, awaken. Tiamat!
Oh! That's gotta be so painful, right?
Maybe this wasn't the best idea.
Is what Yoko's probably thinking. But so far, this is the same thing. I thought it'd be different because I'm going for Yoko. I guess it's the same cutscene. So I'm still screwed no matter what my fate is.
Yoko Hiromine, you are fated to become a goddess. Allow me to remind you how you were wronged by this world. You developed your ability to fight demons, believing it a just cause, but you had no place in Bethel. Your teachers spent decades learning what you perfected in but a few years, and they feared you would surpass them.
Roar says, like, no matter how you slice it, Deltarune is linked to Undertale because they're very similar types of games. Oh, okay. So I guess maybe I might just do Undertale then first. I don't know. It's the same. A lot of the games just copy paste for no reason. Oh man, I had this whole hope of thinking it's gonna be so different.
Though they offered shallow praise,
at least I get to still see Lilith.
They continued to assign you ever deadlier missions. They envied your talent and secretly wished for your death, so as to protect their own foolish pride.
Yes, they were pitiful human beings. But still.
I have no doubt there must have been kind souls among them as well.
Hey, can you cute ladies, like, stop talking, get me out of this giant red Hawaiian punch bubble that's going around there? I'm pretty sure that's painful in here.
But would you not agree that the social structure itself is to blame for producing such wretched humans?
Ugh, now I can't think about Hawaiian punch anymore. Ugh.
In the ancient times of chaos, humans...
Welcome, Lord, to the stream. Like, all this Lilith is still like, I gotta take over your body. Like, it just sucks. And now I can't, again, now I think about Hawaiian Punch. I'm gonna go to the store. I'm gonna look at Hawaiian Punch. I'm gonna think about this. I'm gonna be like, ugh.
But when the Horned God came into power and the world of order was created, the system of control brought harm to humanity. Remember our goal. You must reclaim your power as a goddess and fulfill your purpose. As a goddess, you will guide Tiamat to the Empyrean, where the throne shall be returned to chaos. Submit or rebel. Have you forgotten the agreement we reached when you stood at that fateful crossroads?
A little.
I remember. But I didn't want to get him or Tao involved.
Wow, you don't even say my name? Surely you care.
I'm afraid it is too late for the girl. And the Nahobino's sacrifice is necessary to summon Tiamat. The humans you care for will soon be but memories, Yoko Hiromine. There will be nothing tangible left for you in this world. Now, I ask you once again to fulfill your pledge. Reclaim your power as a goddess, and bring chaos to this world.
And then going to what Lemon Lord said, I'm just gonna go enter your body and take control. I was really hoping there'd be something different, but no, it's the same damn fate. AKA, being in this world sucks. Now this.
I swore I would protect you, but I fear I can no longer do so. If you hadn't joined with me, you wouldn't have to suffer this.
If you didn't say in the earlier cutscene, as long as I'm by your side, then this wouldn't have happened.
If not for me,
this is all your fault, young man. You are the worst.
Machinations altogether.
Your existence is a plague. We should not have tethered.
I don't know what to say, except that I'm sincerely glad to have met you.
A cry of Algami started saying the negative
Our time
things.
together may be coming to an end, but it will never disappear.
No! Please, come back!
Recommend you play
No.
Undertale first.
We can't accept defeat. You must live.
Be gone, young man.
Even if you're alone, you must go. She is waiting.
I'll just be inside here for a while. Goodbye.
It really was a Jinx thing. That earlier cutscene, I said, well, as long as I have you, we'll be fine. Should have known. I should have known this game was going to break my heart. Well, this is the same thing. Do we need to see this cutscene? I feel like I'm just going to skip it because this sucks. And again, this is kind of cool. And I love the fact that you all are here and could have helped. You could have helped. You could have helped. And then, you definitely could have helped. Well, no, you suck. Screw you. You suck ass. You definitely could have helped too, and didn't. So many people with power could have helped, and none of you did. Why do they do this? I don't understand. That's one of the things I was going to talk about in the game. Because now this is a thing. If you guys really honestly cared about whatever it is your agendas are, you wouldn't have, like, let this happen. Like, look at this giant thing. Sexy piece of ass, isn't she? Just kidding. Oh boy. None of you helped. You all wanted this to happen. Look at this craziness. Look at this. Look at what you all wrought. Welcome here to the stream. I blame every one of you. None of you helped. The scene makes me so sad. I get you. Well, at least my friends weren't involved in that. That's what Yuzuru's thinking. Like, seriously, after all that, and all you do is just be like, all right, well, just your glasses. My friends don't care. After everything, they don't give a crap. Yes, you could probably make the argument of, oh, they didn't know I was in there, but they gotta at least think something bad happened to cause this, right? They couldn't have just thought, oh, well, okay, powerful thing happens, whatever. They had to have thought of it. They had to have. Idiots, all of them. I hate every one of my friends. I don't need my human friends. Humans suck. We went back to the demons. Why am I trying to save the world? Now I'm all alone.
I wish I could have saved you. Aogami is gone, but at least you made it back. That's something.
I suppose.
The future of the world is in your hands.
Also, you're definitely gonna be alone, so
please,
bye.
please keep it safe.
Definitely a dog to quote. Your friends are useless. That's so true.
That's what you get, kid. You can't believe in humans. They're gonna lead you down a bad path. But only if you become my God Slayer can you rewrite the world.
I've been trying to figure out how to do right in this
Now
world.
this scene. You know what? I don't think I feel bad for Yuzuru now. He didn't help me.
I felt pretty good for a while. But I guess feeling good isn't enough.
Where am I?
That angel taught me something truly important. You can't rely on others to carry out your justice.
Ichiro,
Let me just, give me your hand for a minute. Help me up. Okay, that's disrespectful.
If you want justice, you need power. And power is exactly what he gave me. I'm free. I don't need to live my life depending on others. No.
I realized what they did with Dazai. Dazai was too good in vengeance before he became, like, power mad. So they're like, okay, we gotta make this guy kind of suck a little bit. We're gonna make him a little too crazy. Think about it. Unlike Yuzuru, he was legit helpful when we dealt with Konsu. He was also the one that had a cool glow up until, became gross.
From making a dumb mistake like becoming a Nahobino.
They were like, all right, we gotta make this guy's personality rotten.
What? It just came to me. I have to use my power for justice. I have to use it for order. So you see, I can't just let my friend become a Nahobino and threaten that order, right, Abdiel?
It's as the gross freckled boy says. Not that freckles are gross, it's just that his whole personality is gross.
That is correct. As decreed by our lord, the Nahobino cannot be permitted to exist.
Hmm.
If you underestimate your enemy, you'll get yourself killed.
God, that scene gets me every time.
Sorry to say it, buddy, but looks like you made the wrong enemy.
Ow.
A surprise. It would appear you're still alive.
Barely. Ugh.
Hold up, Abdiel. So where's Aogami? He bite it? Guess that makes you normal now.
Normal's only a word. Screw you.
Ain't you lucky? Not even worth the time it'd take to kill you. Atsuto was. He said he was gonna be a Nahobino and make a new world or some shit.
Such defiance cannot be allowed. Thus he paid for his arrogance with his life.
Even though he had good intentions, screw you guys.
If you can no longer become a Nahobino, there is no need to kill you.
Screw you.
Return now to Tokyo. Live your life in peace.
Or you'll live your life next in pieces. I hate this guy, dude. Oh, God. Why did he become like this? Don't worry. We'll get our revenge, and when it does, oh, it's gonna be so sweet. But we know how this cutscene goes, so I guess we don't need to see this sadness again, huh? Even though I did just play everything else. But, oh, God, it's so frustrating.
Damn it all.
I died. I lost my partner. Despite being the person with the best voice in this game. It's like, I wouldn't say that. There's a couple of people with good voices. Yoshimizu was like, damn it, I thought by throwing money at them they would not fight me, but I guess it didn't work. We can skip this. Let's just get to the better cutscene. Here we go. Yoshimizu is the type that would be like, if only I had the power of money, I could throw it at them and stop them, but I guess Dazai didn't care about money. He's foolish. Well, everyone knows only idiots don't like money.
I need you, since you've fought as a Nahobino before. Aogami's true name is Susanoo, a proto-fiend created by Bethel, Japan. He was meant to inherit the Amatsukami's full power.
Oh, well, didn't work now, did it?
And no Aogami-type units are left at the Japan branch. However, there is one of the same family, the Tsukuyomi type, which specializes in domestic affairs and guiding the Japanese government. While we analyzed Aogami, we replicated the system for becoming a Nahobino and outfitted it for the Tsukuyomi type. What I mean is, fusion with this proto-fiend should be possible. If you're willing, I would ask you fuse with the Tsukuyomi type. I would ask you to take up this fight once more.
And make me rich. I threw $10 million at Daza and it didn't work. You will get me my money back. Ah, that gaze.
Thank you.
That's more like it. Together we'll become the wealthiest, richest people of possible. We'll make all the wealthiest people you can think of. Bezos, Trump, all of them bow before our mighty wealth.
The Tsukuyomi type is at present managing the country. In fact,
sorry, make myself laugh.
Prime Minister. Yes, I am that Tsukuyomi.
I am the Tsukuyomi that will make you wealthy, my boy, but only if you follow my words to a T. Now then, take my hand and let us become rich. Dude, I love money. I'm all aboard for it. I think you would very much like Undertale. I think it's right up your alley. Like I said, a few people said the same. I guess never played Undertale yet, so. Actually, I don't know. Is Undertale up my alley? Because do they have a character that's gonna make me rich like Yoshimizu? He said he's gonna make me wealthier than Bezos and Trump. Well, wait, hold on. Those are 2 people. I need a couple other people. No, by the time I'm done, you'll be wealthier than anyone. You'll be wealthier than Gates for all I damn care. Musk? Name the wealthiest people imaginable, you will be 5 times wealthier than them. Really, Yoshimizu? Yes, really. I have that potential. And quite frankly, I was debating about not joining up with you, but I do remember seeing that you have at least over $1 million, which means to start. By the time I'm done, you will have at least 10 million. Really? You gonna help me get $10 million? Only if you follow my instructions to a T. Well, I mean, with such a great deal, how can I say no? Oh god, I love transforming to this. I'm sorry for everyone. I love Aogami, don't get me wrong, but this load is way cooler. You can't, we need to make a poll, man. This version or the previous version? I vote this version for sure. This is way cooler than the first version. Well, of course, I invested a lot of money with John Atlas to make sure my design was cooler. Behold what wealth can do for you, young man. You feel that? That is the power of money. Money lets you do incredible things. Like this. Now then, let us go become rich.
Now then, young man, forward.
For wealth, for honor, for money. You know what? That's Yoshimizu's quote. I want that to be an official Yoshimizu quote. For wealth, for honor, for money. And I know 2 of those are the same.
Would you mind if we returned to the front of the Tokyo Metropolitan Government Building? I would like to look at that place one more time.
But you can't say that that's not funny, because Yoshimizu loves his wealth. See, he already gave me 18 million or 18,000 bucks. I don't think they have a character that would make you rich, but they do have a fabulous robot. But I need money. Yoshimizu says he's gonna get me $10 million. I don't care how fabulous this robot is. I need money. More of it. If I do not have at least $10 million, then you are not worth talking to. Fabulous robot person. We know how this goes, so we're just gonna do this. Give me your hand, young man. Your pulse, breathing, blood pressure, and temperature all seem to be within normal ranges. However, I notice a distinct lack of wealth in your bank account, and I'm not referring to your actual video game character. I'm talking about you. Vitamin DGR. You only have $2.68 in your bank account? What? No. Do not lie to me. I can tell the truth. But how do you know? I have $2.70. Okay, I'm lying. I have $2.68. But still, like I said, when it comes to money, you cannot lie to me. I have the power to tell if someone's lying when it comes to their finances. By the way, you have a comment from Roar. You ought to read that. What does the concept of money mean when you're stuck under a mountain? Actually, Kyoshimizu, that's a good question. What does the concept of money mean when you're stuck under a mountain? Simple. If you have the power of wealth and you're rich, people will come to save you. That's a pretty bold choice. Like, there's no guarantee they try to save me. Really? What if, say, for example, there are people that knew you had a lot of money, found out you were stuck under that mountain, they would do everything they could to try and get your money. But what about people that, I don't know, that's entitled to a will or something? Well, then that's one different circumstance, but quite frankly, more often than not, people that are wealthy would be saved. You're not answering the question. What the question is we're asked what happens if I'm stuck under a mountain. If I'm stuck under a mountain, then who's to care? Plus, if I'm gone, they could just get the money. Maybe, but what if you're one of those people that has all your wealth secured in a special safe that only you can unlock? Those are some very steep odds, Kyoshimizu. And you don't have an answer for that now, do you? I suppose I don't. Going by this, what you're basically saying is money... Okay, no, money can't be the end-all be-all, Kyoshimizu. For all, everyone knows that money can't buy happiness. Yes, but money can certainly rent it. What's your next argument? Yeah, I don't have a good card. Hey, you know what? It's the end of the episode. Thank you all for tuning in. Oh man, I guess we'll just have to end it there. But at the very least, we got the new version of the Nahobino, which means from here on out, we got the better battle theme, and I look way cooler, despite my love of Algami. And yeah, oh man, sorry, Kyoshimizu. I just don't have any more to add to that conversation. So you know what? I guess next week we'll have to talk about something else, something more refreshing, something, you know, that's not about money. What do you mean? All that matters is money. Money matters more than anything else. No. There's. What about the viewers? What about all the lovely connoisseurs of the culture that love watching our videos and like entertainment and, I don't know, just want to come and have a great time with us? Let's be honest. Most of those people would watch, but if someone threw a fat stack of cash their way, they would watch them instead. That's not true. And here's a hypothetical question for you. Let's say you were streaming and someone else, some random person, was playing a game of, I don't know, Pac-Man. They were the worst possible content creator ever, but for every viewer that watched, they were given a sum total of $1,000. Whom do you think would have more views at the end of the day? Roar says a comment. Roar says, money can't buy you more time. The end all be all is time. So you think, but with the power of money and the advances of technology, who's to say? Who's to say that there's people that live to be hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years old? You may think that time is the end all be all, but there are only 3 inevitabilities in this world: money, taxes, and people who want more money. Nothing else matters. Not sleep, not death. All that matters is money. What is the matter, Vitamin? Did I catch you speechless? I really gotta end the episode right now, so thank you all for tuning in. We talked about a lot of stuff, and next week we'll talk about more stuff, I guess. Yeah, so what have we learned this episode? I guess I have to play Undertale. Moving Day can be both funny and rough. Change is scary, and Koshimizu definitely loves his money a lot. So that's all we got right now. So
Yeah, this became... This is definitely an episode, and I am gonna go and leave. You can leave, but you realize that next episode we'll be talking more about money. No, 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 no. Next episode we're not talking about money. We're gonna talk about anything else but money. Probably. Maybe. I don't know. But hey, you know what? How about we thank the viewers for watching? You know, tell them to follow and subscribe. And please make sure to follow and subscribe. Otherwise, if I don't get you guys to like and subscribe and follow these videos, I think Koshimizu's he's gonna do bad things to me. I think he honestly is. I would not do such a thing to you, Vitamin. I would just simply buy everything you own. Make sure you're left with nothing. Yeah, right. Buy everything I own. That's not true. I would also buy everything you love and care about. Yeah, sure, Like, you're gonna what? Buy my friends and family? Koshimizu? Koshimizu? Director? Okay, and he's not talking. All right, thank you all for tuning in, and as always, we'll see you in the next episode, where hopefully you guys won't be bought by Koshimizu, and you guys will watch me, right? You're not gonna... Koshimizu's not gonna buy you guys, right? Right?